37 acres of land. The government will still control your land. Did y'all know that? Because I didn't know that. And I just walked into the municipal building. And I'm going to put a tiny home on my property. And he immediately said, nope, you can't do that. I was like, what? What are you talking about? I have 37 acres. There's plenty of room to put a tiny home. Nope, you can't do that. You're zoned to have one house on your property. I'm like, dude, my property is massive, okay? And this is for my kids' future to have a tiny home. Ultimately, I want three little tiny homes in the back corner of our property. Nope, you can't do that. What do you mean you can't do that? No. Zoning is planned for, I'm like, what plans does the government have for my property? I don't understand what you're saying to me. And you could tell this guy had never gotten any pushback because I was pushing back. Like, you're telling me I can't put a tiny home on my property for my children to live in when they're 18, 19, 20, young adults. What are you talking about? No, it's not zoned for that. Okay, so rezone it. And then he's like, well, there's a floodplain here. And I was like, he said 100-year floodplain. I said, well, what year are we on? He couldn't tell me. He's like, it doesn't work like that. I was like, what do you mean? What year are we on? Because we put a drain tile in, so I know it's not flooding back there, okay? So what year is your 100-year floodplain plan? On the map of my property, I can tell you it doesn't flood right here. It doesn't work like that. I'm like, then how does it freaking work, okay? So you're telling me the 100-year floodplain plan is really forever floodplain plan, according to what you guys think about my own property. Is that what you're telling me? And then he's like, well, you have to rezone, but they're not going to approve you. I was like, why wouldn't they approve me? It's my property. So it's absolute madness. And let me tell you, he was speechless. And then he ended up giving me contact information to rezone my property so that way I could ultimately build at least one other home on my land. What the actual F? I had no idea. I thought I was going to go in there and just say, like, give me the form so I can build a tiny home. And they're like, nope, watch, wait, I will come back to you because guarantee you. The hill I die on is when I'm building 3 tiny homes on my 5-acre plot that I rezoned so that my 3 children can have a space on our family compound. I'm not settling. God bless y'all.
I'm sorry. It'll be lonely, won't it? You and I will be parting ways soon. Yes? I understand. I'm on my way. Come on, let's go, Light.
Israel is making a mockery of Donald Trump at this point. They're making a mockery of Donald Trump. They're making a mockery of this White House. They're basically just flipping America the middle finger and saying there's nothing you can do about it. We own you and we have no respect for you. And then they say that, and then Donald Trump does exactly what they want, and then they do whatever they want, and then you're told you're winning. Because what are the odds? Is it a coincidence? Is it incompetence? Is it a cover-up? What are the odds that Trump surrounds himself with all of these people that are connected to the Epstein case? What are the odds? He's got Bill Barr in there. He's got Kavanaugh. He's got Acosta. He's got Lutnick. Maybe more. We don't want to be left with a foreign policy dictated by a foreign country. And we don't want to be left with a system run by blackmailed perverts and financial criminals. And no matter how many times you ask us to stop talking about the Epstein list, it's not going to happen because we correlate that to...
You get the message, am I getting through to you? You know what's coming, you motherfuckers don't even know, do you? Take some big and some pop, and you mix them up in a pot. Sprinkle a little Big L on top. What the fuck do you got? You got the realest and illest killers tied up in a knot. The juggernauts of this rap shit, like it or not. It's like a fight to the top.
People are forgetting how we got here with the Epstein files, so we're going to do a full timeline. So how did we get here? To answer that, we need to take a step backwards. It was a sunny day in 1953 when Jeffrey Epstein was born in Brooklyn, New York. Okay. March 2005, a 14-year-old girl and her parents come to the Palm Beach police saying Epstein molested her in his mansion. Police investigate. They find 30 other underage girls. May 2006, police conclude their investigation and recommend charges. They're like, he's totally guilty. A Palm Beach grand jury indicts him on 1 charge, solicitation of prostitution. 2007 to 2008, Epstein's lawyers quietly negotiate a little non-prosecution agreement. With who? That's important. Remember this name, Alexander Acosta. What did the deal include? It granted Epstein federal immunity from any sex trafficking charges. It also protected any unnamed co-conspirators. Epstein agrees to plead guilty on 2 state charges instead. It's definitely worth noting here that the Office of Professional Responsibility found that Alexander Acosta used poor judgment when he decided not to notify the victims of his plans to give this deal to Epstein. June 2008, Epstein pleads guilty in Florida state court, solicitation of prostitution and solicitation of a minor for prostitution. He's sentenced to 18 months in jail. Justice is served. You think that's a light sentence? I've got news for you. He only served 13 months. And during those 13 months, he was actually allowed out 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Work release. They also negotiated that any deputies escorting him to his office needed to dress in business attire because otherwise that would be super embarrassing for him. A sex offender. He quietly settles all these civil lawsuits with his accusers. 2011 to 2016, this was supposed to just go away for Jeffy. Luckily, it didn't. Why? Investigative journalism. Public outrage grows. January 2017, Trump is sworn in. February 2017, I told you to remember a name. Do you remember what that name was? Alexander Acosta. Trump nominates Acosta as Labor Secretary. He's confirmed by the Senate in April 2017. This revives interest. Why? Alex Acosta was the U.S. attorney in Florida who negotiated a non-prosecution agreement with Epstein's lawyers without telling the victims. Okay, this next part gets hot, and I'm not trying to do this for free, so I'm going to make a part.